Hello again, and welcome to the Right Trade channel. It's been some time that I've been wanting to do a video on the Japanese index, which is the Nikkei 225. And so let's today have a look at what is in store for this index. I've been writing articles on my web page since 2018, and I've done a lot of research, and I've since that time I've said that something terrible is waiting for most indices and shares in the world. And I've seen over the last time that there are a lot of talk about the Nikkei and the Japanese yen. I don't know about that stuff, but I don't know how to dig out the setups that comes from the Dawie setup, and that is what I want to do. As usual, I want to give you just a little bit of information with respect to examples of other predictions. And I've prepared just a small table. If we can just go to uh, a chart of the South African share, the purple group, and because this is one of the articles I've written about which I've drawn a lot of flack from a lot of people, but there were other articles as well. Here is a couple of them uh, that I've written. There you can see the dates. The last one is not an article, that was a prediction that was made on X. You will find it on that date, on the 11th of September 2022. And here you can see just this couple, or let's say five of them, a total of five, where the price was and what the predicted price was, all in the articles or in the tweet, and the lowest price this specific shares reached, and also what the current price is, and what has happened since the day I wrote the article here, and what is the situation today. Okay, we can drop this table, and then we can. I just want to show you, if we just compress this share price, Twitter, purple, the purple group, and if you go to the others as well, and you compress the chart like this, you will see that uh, they virtually all look like this. I've written an article a couple of years ago about the dogs of the Dow, and I've researched all of those shares that has been kicked off the Dow index, and I've also written there, I think, I can't remember how many they were, but it was a couple of dozen that I was able to get the information and the charts to write an article and to put up the charts there. And they all look like this. And this is what the Dawie setup often sees in a share that is something in the future that is coming. And the problem is, oftentimes when this happens, there is not a quick recovery very soon. Okay, so this is just an example. Let's go back to the Nikkei 225. The code here on TradingView is Nikkei NI 225. And there we are. Let's go back to this chart. And this is a daily chart of the Nikkei. Now, here we see, I would just want to expand a little bit here so that we can just see um, there on the top, right on the very top of uh, this chart. You, I want to show you the first thing. There you can see a typical island reversal. There's a gap on either side of that lonely candle sitting there on the top with a closing price of over 42,000. The previous top of the Nikkei, of course, was over 39,000. This time it went over the 40s, and yeah, as I say on the daily chart, even over 42,000. But I like to do some technical analysis. I look at everything possible I can find. And yeah, on this chart, there are so many things I do not want to spend the time even on everything that I've seen. There's the reverse the island reversal. Then the other thing I want to show you here, and you will find it on every single chart I'm going to show you. You can see here on our indicators, this top here is higher than the tops here, but on the other side, on the price chart, it is lower here than that one. And this, in other words, if we draw a line here, it's sloping downwards. That one is going up. This is a bearish divergence, and if you don't agree with me, I can only advise you to brush up on this technical pattern, but you will see that this is a dangerous thing and there is always negative consequences. This is it was the daily chart. Let's go and look at the weekly one. Here we see exactly the same thing. With respect to the RSI here, higher high here than later on here. And at the same time, during the same period, there was a peak, and then it just went higher and higher, while this one didn't confirm that higher high there. So that is on on a on a weekly chart. And lastly, let's go to the monthly chart. I like the weekly and monthly charts because this is the charts where the Dawie setups accuracy rate I have seen on hundreds and hundreds of shares that I've researched, and every I've recorded every single setup that I could find on hundreds of charts. Some have a lot, some have two or three, some have 10 or 12. But on all those charts of weekly and monthly charts, the accuracy rate is about 97%. And I just keep asking, if it's been like this since as far back as I can find on charts, why will it change now all of a sudden? I don't believe so. Okay, so let's have a look here at the monthly chart. And here you can see the same thing with respect to the uh, divergence, this bearish divergence. Here we have the highest RSI. It's gone lower up to the end, to the present time, but here it's gone higher and higher and higher all the time. So there you can see there's the high. RSI didn't reach the high that it reached in 2015, more or less, here. So another bearish divergence. They sit on every chart, the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. Okay. I think I must just quickly run in and bring in the whole chart. Even if you look here, we've had the 39,000 here in 1990, more or less, and we've gone over 40,000 years. In other words, that is an higher high there. But even here, you will see that the RSI here is lower as it was here. In other words, another bearish divergence, because here the line is sloping upwards, and in this case it's sloping downwards. Even the same with the MACD here and over here. Right. That is as far as technical patterns are concerned. Let me just scan out a little bit, and let's take away all the technical indicators so that I can give you some idea what is waiting for the Nikkei. And as I say, I am so sure because the record is so good. The accuracy record of the Dawie setup is so good, and you will be shocked and you will laugh at it maybe, but that is what it is. I'm going to give you some targets. The first target is sitting more or less at 30,000. I'm just going to draw in some lines more or less, just to give you an idea. Sorry, there. I just want to drop it there. More or less at 30,000, we have a target. There are targets on shorter time frames as well. I didn't bother to get too many of them, but this is a short-term target. This is from a shorter term chart. The others are from daily, weekly, and monthly charts. Then before that, after that target about around about 30, we will hit the next target around about 26,000. Sorry again. So there we go, around about 26,000. And then the next one sits more or less at 15,000. There's another one, 15,000. And then those three targets. Then I've got two targets. Let's push the chart a bit. I've got two targets on the longer time frames. And as I've said, those are the time frames with an accuracy rate of 97%. And those two targets sit on exactly the same spot, round about 500. And I believe that is where we will see the Nikkei go sometime in future. If we just push the chart a bit here so they can see. And yeah, there are our targets that awaits the Nikkei. I don't know what on earth is going to happen, but I've said before that there are more of them. Not one or two, but most indices face more or less the same feat as we have here for the Nikkei 225, but this is really one of the worst ones that I've ever seen. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back sometime in future with another one, but until then, everything of the best.